para el siguiente round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Without any delay, Canelo Alvarez has begun training for his upcoming fight against Terence Crawford. This comes after footage of his sparring session leaked on social media. Reports suggest that Canelo decided to start training early because William Skull did not present a real challenge or push him to his limits. As a result, Canelo felt the need to prepare as if he hadn't had a tune-up fight at all. The boxing champion returned from Saudi Arabia on Sunday and took Monday off to rest. By Tuesday morning, Canelo Alvarez was back in the gym. He was seen hitting the pads, punching the bags, and focusing on his fitness to ensure he's in peak condition for his fight, which is scheduled in 4 months. Most importantly, Canelo Alvarez was seen sparring with a partner, working on his defense, offense, and footwork. The idea behind this phase of training is to stay in shape with light workouts before transitioning into more intense sessions. Another reason for the early start is that Terence Crawford has been training and preparing since January. In contrast, Canelo faced William Skull, who didn't push him to his limits. This is also an attempt to make up for the time lost in preparing for Skull. Let's go, champ. Crawford is going to get knocked out in his own blood. This is what I needed to be sure, you're ending Crawford in September, a fan commented. Another added, Canelo has a crazy work ethic. Only love for the sport can drive a man who has achieved everything to still push himself this hard. A third fan wrote, boxing got tired of matches like the Fatal Fury card in Times Square, so we switched it up, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. What a time to be alive. One fan said, Terence Crawford can add all the weight he wants, but Canelo is Canelo for a reason. Get ready for the big deal. I can't wait. Despite the clear weight disadvantage, Canelo Alvarez knows he's about to face the toughest test of his career, as Crawford moves up 2 weight classes to meet him at 168 pounds later this year. As a result, Canelo has started training early to ensure he's both physically and mentally prepared to face the first undisputed world champion in multiple weight classes during the 4-belt era.
Boom, 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 bang. Boom, boom, boom,
Canelo Alvarez has introduced new training techniques to prepare for Terence Crawford. He's working to adapt to Crawford's ring mobility, boxing IQ, and counter-punching skills. Determined to avoid what would be the third loss of his career, Canelo is training intensely to be fully prepared for the challenge ahead. More tragically, a loss would not only mark his third defeat but could also cost him all his belts, and possibly be the moment he passes the torch and says farewell to his era of dominance. In previous interviews, when asked why he continues to fight despite all his achievements, Canelo replied simply, "I love boxing." That love is undeniably real. Many of Canelo's fans hope he doesn't retire after suffering a humiliating loss to a fighter from a lower division. They'd rather see him exit the sport as a champion. At this point in his career, Canelo Alvarez isn't expected to make major adjustments. He's had tremendous success doing things his own way.
Desde muy temprano hay que salirnos de nuestra zona de comodidad para empezar el día al 100%.
One significant change made by the 168-pounds champion and his team was choosing a fresh new location for his training camp. Ahead of his pay-per-view title defense against Terence Crawford on September 12 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Alvarez has relocated his training to Lake Tahoe, California, which sits at an altitude of around 6,000 feet. Previously, his camps were held in San Diego, which is at sea level. "We always prepare 100%, no matter where we are," Alvarez said during a media workout on Wednesday. "It's different here. At the beginning, I couldn't breathe very well. But right now, I feel great. I found a place that makes me happy and strong."
Empezar el día al 100%.
"I like being here in Lake Tahoe because I'm 100% focused," Canelo explained. "It's just me and my team, and we're completely dedicated to the fight. It makes me feel ready." Another reason he feels confident going into this tough matchup is his improved health. The Mexican star blamed previous lackluster performances, including a loss to Dmitry Bivol and underwhelming wins over Gennady Golovkin and John Ryder, on injuries, especially a sore left wrist that required surgery late last year. Now, with his wrist fully healed, he's able to train without limitations. "I feel great," he said. "This is going to be one of the best camps I've ever had. Being able to train 100% now with my left hand has made me more confident. When you train knowing that you're healthy, you go into the fight with more belief. I'm going to look like the dominant fighter I used to be when I faced Terence Bud Crawford." During fight camp, Canelo trains 6 days a week and only takes Sundays off. He follows a strict routine with 2 training sessions per day. His day begins with a run at 6 a.m., followed by breakfast and a power nap before resuming his afternoon session. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Canelo focuses on boxing-specific training. These sessions include a mix of jump rope, shadowboxing, heavy bag work, and strategic drills aimed at enhancing his technique and building his fight strategy.
Güey, eres más joven que él, Saúl, eres más joven que él, hay que aprovechar eso, hijo,
Canelo comes over the top with an overhand right, lands right to the left temple of Triple G.
Oh, boy, he's in trouble. Okay. That power cover.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are dedicated to sparring. Canelo, alongside his coach and trainer, concentrates on real fight scenarios, visualizing himself in the ring and sharpening his reflexes for fight night. Speaking about sparring, Canelo said, "It's the hardest thing I do, and it fascinates me the most. In his strength training, Canelo incorporates both bodyweight and weight-based exercises. This balanced approach helps him build the strength and conditioning necessary to compete at the highest level. To prepare for such a high-stakes bout, Canelo has enlisted top-level sparring partners, just as he did before with Teofimo Lopez, the super lightweight world champion. In a viral video, Canelo and Lopez can be seen training at a camp near Lake Tahoe, on the border of Nevada and California. The video shows Canelo on the ropes, delivering sharp punches and fine-tuning his movement in preparation for the upcoming fight. He gives a masterclass in defense, working on his waist movement and dodging his opponent's attacks, all without headgear and using only controlled, marked punches.
Ánimo, güey, Eres más joven que él, Saúl, Eres más joven que él, hay que aprovechar eso, hijo,
Canelo comes over the top with an overhand right, lands right to the left temple of Triple G.
Así, güey. Póngase bien. Listo, cabrón. Échale huevos, cabrón. Siéntese, mijo.
Ya se acabó.
La goma.
Ya está, ya.
Eddie Reynoso was seen overseeing the entire training session between Canelo Alvarez and Teofimo Lopez, who appears to have become one of Canelo's closest allies in his preparation for his upcoming fight against Edgar Berlanga. The video shows Canelo sharing advanced tactics with Lopez, specifically how to escape tricky situations when cornered against the ropes. Their collaboration has generated significant buzz online. Canelo is clearly focused on refining his skills as he prepares for his upcoming super middleweight title defense on Mexican Independence Day.
Siguen 3 rounds, hay que hacerlo con velocidad, con inteligencia, güey. Sí. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te lastimó? Unas 4. Son 6 minutos, hijo. Hazlos más rápido. Moviendo la cintura, no arriesgues, mijo. No arriesgues a cambiar golpes a lo tonto, Saúl. ¿Ya ganamos? Me estás escuchando, lleva la pelea bien. Sí. Vas bien, no quiero que te ponga, no lo vas a poder noquear. No lo quieras noquear, cabrón.
Canelo Alvarez's legendary trainer, Eddie Reynoso, continues to play a key role in his preparation. Interestingly, Teofimo Lopez had previously expressed a strong desire to fight Terence Crawford, but Crawford has his sights set on a different challenge. Canelo Alvarez, Crawford, the undisputed 4-division champion who recently dominated the welterweight division, is now looking to make a bold jump to super middleweight to face Canelo. While Lopez remains eager to face Crawford at 147 pounds, Crawford seems far more focused on what could be a historic showdown with Alvarez. The partnership between Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso is one of the most successful and enduring in modern boxing. It began in 2003 when a 14-year-old Canelo first walked into Don Chipo Reynoso's gym in Guadalajara.
Believes in hardcore boxing fans. They know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say it. Was the Spence Crawford saga over with?
At the time, Eddie Reynoso was just 27 years old. His father, Don Chipo Reynoso, immediately recognized Canelo's potential, his raw power and impressive skills even at a young age. Canelo's relationship with the Reynosos, particularly Eddie, evolved from a traditional trainer-fighter bond into something much deeper, more like a father-son connection. Eddie Reynoso has been instrumental in developing Canelo's boxing style and guiding him to greatness. Under Reynoso's mentorship, Canelo rose to become one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in the world, capturing multiple world titles across several weight divisions.
Here it is, the official face-off. The date, September 12th, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, for the undisputed super middleweight championship.